Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 90, I want to say. We're close to 100. I'm very excited to hit episode 100. I don't know why. I'm just really excited about that. And I'm sure we're going to hit it because All Out is more than 10 weeks away because that's how we do it, providing there'll be pay-per-views in between. So, yeah. Anyways, we are here for episode 90. Very excited about this episode and the Beyond ones. I've got some really big plans. Another thing to quickly announce, which will be announced in this episode through the show, is that Battle of the Belts is coming back. I believe it's in the next 2 weeks. So it will be week 1, July, will be Battle of the Belts. And I think like less than a month after that is Forbidden Door. So we're going to have to start building some things for that. But there will be some Battle of the Belts match announcements tonight and in the next episode as well. So, got that to look forward to. Plus, Jon Moxley is continuing his World Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge. We got some really fun matches in the show, as well as the International Title Eliminator on Collision later on in this episode as well. So, yeah, some big matches ahead because, you know, I like to treat you guys. But we are here in the pre-show to begin with. It is Deonna Purrazzo defeating Ryu Mizunami in 15 minutes with the Fujiwara armbar. 69 rating overall. Deonna Purrazzo with a 66 and Mizunami with a 56. Not too bad. I will take that. Green all around for everything else. Love that. Let's move on to our final pre-show match. And that is the Von Erichs taking on Aussie Open. And in a pretty decent pre-show match, it is Aussie Open that get the win with Carl Fletcher's Tombstone Piledriver. Seems to be the way they win most of their matches now. 78 overall. Mark Davis and Carl Fletcher in the high 80s. My goodness, we're building such a great tag division. Like, I know that FTR are our trios champions, but they're still sick tag team. We've got the Best Broskis, MJF and Cardona, who we will see later on. We've got Aussie Open. We've got, I mean, just off the top of my head, we've got our tag team champions. We've also got the Lucha Brothers, who can come back at any point. They're kind of not really a thing right now. And then, of course, the Golden Lovers and a bunch of other people that can team and are teams. You know, even Miro and Alex Coughlin, they kind of work. Either way, let's just continue. Let's actually get into the show. And we're just quickly confirming, because I didn't put this as a segment, the main event tonight is where Jon Moxley will be issuing his Open Challenge. So we have that to look forward to in our main event of Dynamite. He will not be opening the show. But who will be opening the show, you ask? And it is none other than the just mentioned Best Broskis. And they take on a team we haven't seen in a while, which is Angelo Parker and Matt Menard, who are currently in Ring of Honor. We thought we'd call them up, you know, just have a quick match, eat a pin, and now they can go back down to Ring of Honor, where they're actually doing quite well, to be fair. But here, the Best Broskis open the show and get a great win against Angelo Parker and Matt Menard in just under 20 minutes when Matt Cardona pins Angelo Parker with the Rough Rider. Cardona with an 87, MJF with a 96, my goodness. And then we don't really care what Matt and Ange get. But an 81 overall, love that. MJF stood out as being good, got the show up to a strong start, can't complain. And post-match, MJF, you know, they're eating up the crowd. The crowd love the Best Broskis, and why wouldn't you? And MJF grabs the mic and announces, you know what, we ain't wasting time. We're not waiting any longer. Battle of the Belts was just announced, and there's a set of belts that we're the number one contenders for. So why wait any longer? In 2 weeks' time, the Best Broskis, MJF, Matt Cardona, will become the next World Tag Team Champions. And you guys know it too. And then obviously they embrace with a nice big hug and celebrate together. But yeah, it looks like they've set the challenge and it is official. We will be getting the new tag team champions of Hangman Adam Page and Bandido taking on the number one contenders, the Best Broskis, which should be a really, really good match. So yeah, that's something to look forward to at our Battle of the Belt show in 2 weeks' time. Following on from this though, just a random singles match. We haven't seen him in a while. It's Prince Devitt as he takes on and defeats Kenta. This is something that, you know, maybe 10, 12 plus years ago would have been awesome in New Japan. But of course, you know, Devitt's still pretty good. Kenta's got poor form still, but I cannot wait for that form to disappear, and I'm really hoping it does before we get to the end of this series, because I would like to properly use him. But either way, Prince Devitt gets the win here, 21 minutes with the double knee gutbuster. Very interesting way to win the match. But a 79, which is pretty good given that Kenta's in poor form. So yeah, just a random match. Got Devitt on the card, got Kenta on the card. Yeah. We head backstage now where RJ City is talking to Shayna Baszler, who is facing Mercedes Moné later on tonight. And Shayna says that she is looking to quieten Moné because, you know, she's been running her mouth a bit much. You know, she's trying to be someone that maybe she isn't. So maybe it's time for Shayna to, you know, sort her out. And as she's saying that, Moné just kind of wanders into frame as like, really? Okay, well, we'll see about that later tonight. See you in the ring. I kind of like pats Shayna on the head and walks off, and Shayna's like, oh, shouldn't have done that. So, yeah, that's one of our matches later on tonight. Mercedes Moné, who kind of set a challenge, you could say, to Demi Bennett, our Women's World Champion, saying that, you know, we can learn a lesson from her, and she's coming for the belt. So, let's see if Demi responds at any point. I'm sure she will, but Shayna is the one who's trying to stop any kind of title match coming, you could say, for Moné later on tonight, but I'm pretty sure we can tell what's going to happen there. Following on from this, though, we stay backstage and we can see Jake Roberts has got the family together, and he uses this time to berate Lance Archer, calling him foolish, calling him idiotic, saying that he's brought the Roberts name down, you know, that the family was something that people wanted to be a part of, and now after your embarrassing display, who knows what's going to happen to the family. Thank God we've got Drew Galloway, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, the Trios champions. They're not embarrassing us in the ring by challenging Volta, of all people. And Lance Archer's just kind of like, all right, man, chill out. And, you know, Drew kind of steps in and he's just like, it's okay, Jake. Take a breather. So it seems like the family aren't really happy with little cousin Lance Archer at the moment, who is definitely, let's be honest, the weak point. Even though I love me some Lance Archer, don't get me wrong. I mean, look at this kind of formidable team. So yeah, Archer's probably got a little bit of grovelling to do with good old Jake Roberts. And I can confirm that the Trios belts will be on the line at Battle of the Belts. Their opponent, we'll have to wait and see, but they will be looking to defend their belts. Following on from this, though, we're back in the ring, and it's another random one-on-one. You know, just throwing the feelers out, seeing what people are up to. You know, I don't want too many people to be forgotten in the shuffle just because they're not in a storyline per se. And we've got Miro taking on, or should I say Miro against his victim, Blake Christian. Remember Blake Christian? Yeah. An 80. I'll take that. In a decent match, Miro defeats Blake Christian by submission in 9 minutes with the game over. And Miro gets an 82. Nice. Not the best from Miro. He's normally mid to high 80s. Blake Christian with a 59. What a fun project that was back in day. Yep, CJ Perry is still with Miro here. Love that. Good chemistry. Got the crowd buzzing because this was our Steal the Show. Because why not? And, you know, it hasn't stolen the show yet because our opening match got a higher rating. But yeah, nice win for Miro. Kind of gives him some TV time. And that's about it. Following on from this, though, we head backstage, and of course we saw Aussie Open in the pre-show, and they are in the locker room, you know, kind of like packing their things, getting ready to kind of just have a quiet evening, when, of course, Christian Cage appears again, a little knock on the door, and he just says, boys, have you had any thoughts about my offer to become my clients, my Christian Cage clients? And Kyle Fletcher's like, you know what, Christian, you know, we appreciate it. You know, you're a tag team specialist yourself. You've got all these honors and stuff, but I think we're good. I think we'll just do it on our own. And Christian just says, when's the last time either of you had a title match? And they kind of look at each other and they're like, where are you going with this? And Christian says, if you can sign on as my clients, I've got a contract here, I can guarantee you a title match. And Kyle and Mark are looking at each other and they're like, oh, okay. Oh. Well, we'll think about it, Christian, if that's okay. Christian says, take all the time you need, but Battle of the Belts is coming up. who knows if we can get one in before then. Just, you got my number? Hit me up. I'll see you guys soon. So it looks like Christian has said that he can guarantee a title match for them should they sign on as his client. So we'll have to see whether he can come through with that and whether, you know, these two men actually want to sign on with him. So I don't know why they're hesitant. I mean, Christian's a great mind. Why wouldn't you want to sign on? The only thing that's going to change is he'll probably just hang around more. And is that a bad thing? I don't know. But either way, he got an 89 because, you know, Christian's a pro. We love Christian. And of course, Carl Fletcher and Mark Davis are great. After this, though, we do head back to the ring, though, and we've got that Shayna Baszler Mercedes Moné match. Let's see what went down. And as expected, it was a decent match, and Mercedes Moné got the win. She defeats Shayna Baszler in just under 14 minutes with the bank statement at 76, which is really, really good. Mercedes Moné with a 76 rating, matching the match rating overall. Shayna Baszler with a 52, which isn't the best, but she's not here to look good. If anything, she's here to make Mercedes Moné look great. And that she did. So, you know, she's done her job. And, yeah, not much to say here. Mercedes Moné kind of celebrates. It's just a little kind of belt signal. You know, she signals a belt around her waist, says, I'm coming for it. You know, no one's getting in my way. No one's stopping me. Let's do this. So maybe a little signal to Demi Bennett over on Collision. Let's see if she responds. But apart from this now, we've got our main event coming up. Jon Moxley has made his way to the ring, grabs the mic and says, all right, you guys know the drill. World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Who wants it? Let's go. And it's quiet for a couple of minutes. And suddenly the music plays of a very familiar wrestler. Someone that we hear every single week on commentary. It's Chris Jericho. He stands up. He pulls off his leather jacket. Who saw under the desk? He's got his ring gear on already. Chris Jericho answers Jon Moxley's open challenge and says, you know, I'm not done yet. I'm not retired yet. Let's do this. And Moxley's like, bring it on, Chris. So our main event tonight is Jon Moxley taking on Chris Jericho for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Let's see how this goes down, given that Chris Jericho is an old fuck and is probably going to drag this down. 77. You know, not terrible. You know, it could have been a bit better if he wasn't off his game. I'll take a 77. In a bout that had great heat and decent wrestling, Jon Moxley, of course he does, defeats Chris Jericho in 15 minutes because Jericho can't do any longer than 15 with the Bulldog Choke. Jon Moxley has made defense number 4 of his title, and it doesn't look like he's going to be slowing down anytime soon. Thinking about this, the ratings that we've had, we're probably not going to gain pop this episode, but I'm here to have fun. We're already the number 1 company in the world. We're already giant or whatever it's called. We're the only company that's that size. You know, we're having fun with it. And post-match, you know, Jon Moxley shakes Chris Jericho's hand. Jericho goes packing. Moxley says that next week he will be back putting his title on the line. You best believe it. When suddenly he's interrupted by some music we haven't heard in a while. Don't get too excited, guys, because the crowd isn't that excited. It's QT Marshall. QT Marshall comes down. He's got his little tracksuit jacket on, his little pants, thinking, is he here to fight? And he just says, Moxley, I love what you're doing. Keep doing it, please. I look forward to these matches every week. Oh, and just so you know and you can prepare in advance, Battle of the Belts, I'll see you there. And he kind of just like laughs to himself, and the crowd are like, what? QT Marshall is challenging Jon Moxley at Battle of the Belts. And even Jon Moxley's like, okay, cool. You know, Moxley's cheekily being like, who is this guy? Like to the crowd, like, who is this guy? And then the graphic pops up. I mean, so it's been confirmed. Tony Khan's confirmed it. At Battle of the Belts, it will be Jon Moxley taking on QT Marshall for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. QT's looking to make a comeback, it seems. And that is how we end the show. But we do have a post-show segment, which is just Moxley's reaction. So backstage, Moxley, 100. Moxley just says he's got no plans in stopping his defenses, as he said. You know, he's going to keep going until either his body gives up or he loses the belt. And he kind of makes a mockery of QT's challenge and just says, I don't even know who this guy is. I thought he was just a producer. I didn't realize he was a wrestler. But yeah, bring it on, QT. I'll see you in 2 weeks. And kind of just walks off, kind of laughing to himself. But yeah, that is the end of this one. We've got quite a few match announcements, you know. Or not quite a few. We've got two match announcements. Or we still increase popularity in some regions. I'll take that. Yeah, so we've got QT versus Jon Moxley at Battle of the Belts. Can't wait for that. Mercedes Moné is clearly making stronger signals now to Demi Bennett. I'm sure we'll get a response soon. We've got the tag team title match confirmed at Battle of the Belts. That's 2 matches confirmed so far. And we also know that the Roberts family will be defending, but we don't know who they will be defending against yet. And Aussie Open are looking to maybe sign with Christian because they said they can guarantee him title shots. So, I don't know. I probably would accept it. Well, I mean, I would accept it. It's a no-brainer for me, but hey-ho, who knows? Anyways, that is Dynamite done. Let's quickly jump over to Collision and see what's going on over there. I'll see you guys in a sec. And here we are for Collision, where we've got some pretty fun matches booked, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to a couple of these, as well as the final of the International Title Eliminator Tournament between Roosh and Darby Allen. That should be a very exciting affair as well. But that's in the main event. We've got a bunch of stuff happening before then, but first we are in the pre-show, and we've got an interesting little trios match here. We've got Jeff Cobb and High Five taking on La Faccion's Andrade, Dralistico, and Sammy Guevara. And in a pretty decent match, which probably could have gone on the main card, La Faccion get the win. Dralistico this time getting the pin against Darius Martin with the Desnucadora. Desnucadora? Yeah, sure. Cobb with an 83, love that. Andrade 81, Sammy 75, the rest of them meh. But that'll do a 77 overall. Nice, nice, nice. Following this though, we've got Miu Yamashita taking on Natsupoi. And non-existent crowd heat apparently, but decent wrestling. Yamashita gets the win with the Brazilian kick. Yamashita with a 66, Natsupoi with a 56. They've got good chemistry as well, which is nice, something to remember. And a 67 overall. Can't complain. But before we head into the show, Jericho once again has a little announcement. He announces, maybe following in the footsteps of Jon Moxley, our men's world champion, Demi Bennett has confirmed that she will be doing an open challenge to start the show for her women's world championship. Who will answer? Who knows? We do know that Toni Storm is not yet in the building, so it's not going to be Toni Storm. I think we're all a bit sick of Toni Storm and Demi Bennett. Who knows? But yeah, let's find out who it is. Let's not waste any more time and head straight into the main show. Demi Bennett will be facing Thunder Rosa. And in a decent opening match, Demi Bennett gets the win. She defeats Thunder Rosa in 18 minutes with the Riptide. That's defense number 7 for her women's world title, and really making it her own and nobody else's. An 82 from Demi Bennett and a 53 from Thunder Rosa, getting the match off to a strong start. 76 overall. Can't complain. Following on from this though, Demi Bennett says that she's flattered by, you know, all of the people mentioning her, name dropping her, challenging her. You know, it's getting a little bit overwhelming. You're all going to have to form an orderly queue. But one person that's piqued my interest is you, Mercedes Moné. So I think I'm going to take a little trip down to Dynamite next week to get your signature on a match at Battle of the... Oh, some music's just hit interrupting Demi, and it's of course Toni fucking Storm with her her old picture, because we're not using Timeless Toni. Toni Storm says, no, someone can't just say your name and copy you and get a match. That's not how it works. I was so close to defeating you at the Grand Prix final. I want one more match. And even the crowd are kind of like, fuck it, one more match. And Demi's like, Toni, you just don't learn, do you? You cannot defeat me. But the people seem to want it. And who am I but, you know, a woman of the people? Fine. At Battle of the Belts, I'll take you on. And I'll also take Mercedes Moné on. So, Dynamite, Mercedes, I'll see you guys there. She kind of just chucks the mic to the side, and Tony's like, I've got a match, yes. And then she's like, wait, it's a 3-way? So that is confirmed for Battle of the Belts, providing Monet signs the contract, which I'm sure she will. It will be Demi Bennett defending her title against both Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm. Toni Storm has got that one more match, but maybe not in the way she wanted. So yeah, very exciting. That should be a really, really good match. Hopefully Toni Storm can maybe get the win. Who knows? But I wouldn't hold your breath. Following on from this, though, we head backstage where Sting is hyping up Darby Allen ahead of the main event, just being like, you got this, Darby. You know, Roosh is tired from the Grand Prix. I know you were in it as well, but you got the stamina on your side. You know, you're never ending. You know, you're this, you're that. You know, you retired me, for God's sake. Of course you can beat Roosh. When Jose, the assistant, just walks in and just says, I wouldn't put too much confidence in your boy Darby Allen. Roosh is a monster, and Roosh will win tonight. And kind of just walks off, and Sting's kind of just like, anyways, Darby Allen, you've got this. You can do this. Woo! So yeah, that is our main event, and it seems like Jose, the assistant, is very confident in Roosh winning. Sting seems very confident in Darby Allen winning. Who's going to win? And go on to face Keith Lee at, you know what I'm going to say, Battle of the Belts. So yeah, should be a really fun event so far. I'm really excited about all those matches, especially QT Marshall, John Moxley. I mean, who's not excited about that? But that is our main event. Let's continue with the show where we stay backstage. And Hangman, Adam Page, and Bandido are reacting, we could say, to the news that they're defending their belts already at Battle of the Belts in less than 2 weeks' time against the Best Broskis and former, world champion MJF, who Hangman has had a long rivalry with in the past. So Hangman knows the dangers of MJF. And he's just kind of drilling it into Bandido again, being like, yo, Bandido, like, I've had wars with MJF. I've lost more times than I've won. Well, no, I've lost around the same times as I've won. He's a very tricky individual. And adding Matt Cardona to the mix, he's been ruthless since coming in. They're a dangerous duo, and we need to be on top form. You need to be on top form. You need to work better, Bandido, if you want to stay tag team champion. It's kind of funny how last week it was like, I'm champion, and now it's like, if you want to be champion. And Bandido's like, all right, fucking hell, man, leave me alone. So, yeah, really putting the pressure on Bandido here, Hangman. I don't know what's kind of got into him. But, yeah, that match will be happening, as we know. Very exciting. I keep saying exciting. I'm excited. I'm in a good mood. That should be a really, really, really good match. Providing, Bandido works better, according to Hangman Page. After this, though, we head to the ring where Johnny Gargano is in action. Recent signing Johnny Gargano, who won the Battle Royale to earn an FTW World Championship match. And I think you know what's coming. Before his match, Gargano just announces with RJ City that his FTW title match against Hook will be at Battle of the Belts. And I believe that's the full card. Let me check. I've got my notes here of the actual card, because I do book a couple weeks ahead. Let me just have a look. Bum, 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 bum. Hold on a second. We've got... what's happening? That's not Battle of the Belts. That's the collision afterwards. There we go. Yeah, we've got Hook versus Gargano. The Roberts family match, we still need to confirm their opponents. Demi Bennett against Toni Storm and maybe Mercedes Moné. Keith Lee versus the winner of tonight. Hangman and Bandido versus Best Broskis. And then Moxley QT Marshall. Yep. All matches have been confirmed. Obviously, opponents are to be decided for a couple of them. But yeah, that's Battle of the Belts kind of ironed out. Lucky you guys, you already know it. We did it all in this episode pretty much. We just need to confirm if Moné will be in the three-way and who the Roberts family opponents will be. But back to this, Johnny Gargano will be at Battle of the Belts looking to dethrone the almost, I could say, unbeatable Hook. I haven't seen anyone beat him in a very, very long time. He's, really pushing up those rankings. But he is in action tonight against El Hijo del Vikingo, who has been killing it on AEW Dark, which is, I got rid of Rampage, I replaced it with Dark. And that streams on YouTube. I book 4 shows at a time. Yeah, Vikingo's been killing it. Him and Chris Bay have had some really good matches. And here we are, again, killing it at 79. And About That had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Johnny Gargano gets the win. He defeats El Hijo del Vikingo by submission with a Gargano escape. Gargano with a 72, El Hijo del Vikingo with a 73, and a 79 overall. I'll take that. Awesome. After this, though, we head backstage where Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter are confronting Nigel McGinness. And Nigel's like, yes, ladies, what do you want? And Britt says, it's all well and good that Demi Bennett gets to decide who she faces, but I really do think that Jamie Hayter should be considered for a title match soon. And Nigel, I know you have the power to speak to Tony and get things like that arranged. So how about it, Nige? Come on, Nige. And Nigel says, look, ladies, I can't make any decisions right now. Demi Bennett has already spoken to Tony. She's got that match confirmed, providing Mercedes Moné accepts. I'll talk to Tony and see what is happening in the future of the women's world title. But for now, just keep doing your thing in the ring, ladies, and I'm sure it will pan out. So just leave me alone, please. Nigel kind of just wanders off, and Britt's like, "Here you go, Jamie. He's gonna see what he can do. Nice." And Britt's kind of like, not Britt. Jamie's kind of like, "Okay, thanks, Britt." So yeah, looks like Britt, is advocating a match for Jamie Hayter. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. I miss Jamie Hayter. I don't know when this video is coming out. It's January 2024 for me. I really miss Jamie Hayter. I'm sure a lot of you do. I can't wait for her to come back. When she comes back, it's going to be massive. I kind of hope, and this is time of recording, Toni Storm is still women's champ. I kind of hope that Toni has a really long, strong run with it, as she currently is. And Jamie's the one that comes back and really pushes her to the limit. Because obviously, Jamie kind of had to drop it because of injury to Toni. It'd be kind of nice full circle, but who knows. Anyways, let's continue with the show. We've got tag team action up next. It's the Combat Club taking on the Acclaimed. But before that, we've got a little VT that was recorded earlier backstage where Zack Sabre Jr. says, right, lads, with Jon Moxley busy over in Dynamite defending his World Heavyweight Championship, it only makes sense that I take over as leader of the Combat Club in his absence. So tonight, Yuta, me and you have got a tag team match. I want focus. I want us to target the limbs. I want us to stretch our opponents, make them cry. And Yuta's like, whoa, Zach. If anyone should be the leader, surely it should be me. Because I've been in the Combat Club the longest. Moxley and Brian, when he was here, they headhunted me. It only makes sense that I'm in charge. And Zach's like, I don't know. I've led a group before. I've got experience. I've been in bigger matches. I think maybe I should be the leader. You know what? I'll make the decision for us. I'm the leader. And Shane Hayter's kind of just like, boys, let's just stay on the same page. Let's do that first, yeah? Moxley will be back next week, whenever. He's the leader. Let's all just, see ourselves as equals. And Zack Sabre Jr. and Wheeler Yuta kind of look at Shane Hayes and they're like, we're definitely not equals with you, mate. I mean, you're definitely bottom of the barrel, let's be honest. But either way, we've got our tag match tonight. We're going to go out there and win. And Yuta's like, something we can agree on. So yeah, a little bit of a spat between these two guys on who is the, you could say, deputy, of the Combat Club, or TCC, as we like to call them. But they are in tag team action next against the Acclaimed. Let's see what goes down. An 81, nice. About That had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. The Combat Club get the win. They defeat the Acclaimed in 16 minutes when Zack Sabre Jr. makes Max Caster tap with a hurrah, another year, surely, something. Zack Sabre Jr.'s got some funky names for his moves, but he wins with a submission that he's created because, that's what he does. Zack Sabre Jr. head and shoulders above everyone else, makes sense. 87, whoa. Yuta with a 73, which is decent, and then the Acclaimed boys in the low to high 60s. Fair enough. 81 overall. I will take it. After this, though, we head backstage just before our main event, where we can just see Kenny Omega talking to Kota Ibushi and just letting him know, obviously, it's sad that we lost the belts, Keith Lee is, of course, the reason for that. Kota, I know you want revenge on Keith, but he's my problem, okay? And I need to focus on Keith Lee for now. So the Golden Lovers are on pause for now, but we will be back, and we will be back stronger than ever. So it seems like Kenny's saying to Kota, you know, you're on your own for a bit. I need to deal with the Keith Lee problem, and then we'll be back. Of course, is Kota going to listen? We'll have to wait and see. But it looks like Kenny is now targeting Keith Lee in response. And he could do that at Battle of the Belts, where Keith Lee will be defending his title against one of the two men in our main event, which is up next. It is the International Title Eliminator Tournament final, Roosh versus Darby Allen. Let's see what goes down. At 82, fair enough, I'll take it. In a match that had great wrestling and good heat, it's Darby Allen that gets the win. He defeats Roosh in just under 20 minutes with the coffin drop, meaning that Darby Allen wins the Eliminator and is the new #1 contender for the AEW International Championship. Roosh with an 86. My goodness, Darby Allen with a 77, which is fine. I feel like the wrong man won, if I'm being completely honest. But Darby Allen books his place in the Battle of the Belts match against Keith Lee. Will Kenny get involved in it? Who knows? We have to wait a couple of weeks to find out. But that is the card kind of confirmed. It's just the World Trios Championship match that we need confirming. And that is how we end the show. But post-match, we've just got a reaction from Darby Allen. Obviously, Sting is doing his thing, you know, over-celebrating. But Darby Allen says that this is the perfect time to have an international championship match. Kenny Omega wants Keith Lee. Keith Lee is distracted by Omega. I've got the advantage. I'm fully focused on Keith Lee and Keith Lee alone. Lee will have one eye on Kenny and one eye on me, which is one eye less than he should. I don't know what he's saying. It's Darby Allen. But he did well here. Look, performance was fantastic. Better than me. But yeah, that's how we end the show. Awesome. I'm really excited for Battle of the Belts. Like, really excited. And that is how we do with an 83. We're still increasing popularity in some areas. Love that. So yeah, really packed show. Lots of segments here, but it was great. In the Miami-Dade Arena, whatever that is. Just shy of 12,000. We had 14,000 at Dynamite. Maybe Dynamite's liked a little bit more. But yeah, great final win for Darby Allen. Combat Club are bickering slightly, but it seems like they're okay. Britt pushing for Hayter to get a title match. Gargano's got his match confirmed at Battle of the Belts. Hangman still, you know, kind of treating Bandido a little bit poorly. I thought they were best Bandidos at one point. Now they're just tag partners, I guess. And then Demi Bennett calling out Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm weaseling her way into yet another title match. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to the next bunch of episodes because I know what's going to happen. And yeah, let's leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, do it all. And I will see each and every one of you in the next one.